This is Judge Joe Brown, and you're watching We All Be News TV, the
News-free Dixie.
News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Welcome, family, to another wonderful edutainment, infotainment edition of ThaArtivistThINks. I'm your host for the empowerment segment, Brother Ron, also known as R2, C2, H2, the Artivist. And welcome to the We All Be experience. Now, let me say this off the bat. The rapper Rick Ross is a prophet. Once again, the rapper known as Rick Ross, is a prophet, because there was a distinct reason why he said no females on my label. You see what is happening right now, the fallout, the so-called age of Aquarius, of transparency and accountability. A lot of heavyweight male figures in their respective industries have taken a hit on the chin and are resigning and dropping out like flies because of sexual harassment allegations. The latest is Tavis Smiley. Yes, Tavis Smiley face. Tavis Smiley. That Tavis Smiley of PBS fame. Tavis Smiley. Black Covenant with America. Tavis Smiley. High profile black critic of President Barack Obama's presidency and legacy. Tavis Smiley, a advocate for the MLK legacy. That Tavis Smiley. We have learned in the last several days, or a couple of days, or 48 hours, that he was let go from PBS like Charlie Rose. They let him go because they said they did an extensive investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct and other forms of harassment in the workplace. According to Variety, PBS hired an independent law firm to investigate the allegations of Tavis Smiley's sexual misconduct, him allegedly having sex with subordinates, which is a no-no, like the crack rules, like don't get high off your own supply. Don't have sex with your subordinates. I said, don't have sex with your subordinates. That's a no-no. And you know, okay, I gotta stop this. But anyway, and also verbal abuse. People said that allegedly they were consenting to sex with Tavis for fear of losing their job. People spoke of verbal harassment. I know people are focusing on the fact that the firm interviewed 10 male and female employees and former employees. Now people got their mind in the gutter because Tavis, he swirl like that, he buy, he try. I don't really give a damn what his sexual orientation is, but I think let's just use our thinking caps here that they were investigating Tavis based on not only sexual misconduct but also workplace misconduct and making a hostile environment in terms of verbal abuse and harassments and other forms. Now I read somewhere where a former producer of Tavis Smiley show accused him of being misogynistic, but he hid it with his Midwest charm. You know, Tavis was born in Mississippi, but he was raised in Indiana. He was raised in Indiana. But here's the thing. This whole culture is misogynistic. The white man would not allow his mama, his wife, his daughter to vote until 1920. You understand what I'm saying? We honor Christopher Columbus every year. That's a national holiday, and Christopher Columbus was a mass rapist, and murderer, who never set foot on what is known as the United States of America, who basically was a fuck up. But that's another story. But getting back to Tavis, unlike other people accused of sexual misconduct, has come out with guns a-blazing. Like, he was interviewed by the independent investigative firm after finding out from people in his network that they were being interviewed about his character and conduct and past sexual history or whatever. So he was able to get a 3-hour interview with the investigators, and PBS still let him go. Also, he was let go by Walmart. You know, Walmart used to sponsor, McDonald's, people like that used to sponsor the State of Black America or the State of the Black Union forums. It was like the Black Super Bowl before we had elected Barack Obama. They used to be like the it thing to see every year, the Black State of the Union. Like I said, it was our Super Bowl. So people would call people, hey, y'all looking at the Black State of the Union? You know, nothing really improved. You know, but, you know, black folks love to be entertained. You know, even when shit is going serious, we need some entertainment. You know, so that was interesting because it introduced people to different people like Julian Mavo, Dr. Cornel West, Baba Dick Gregory, of course, Minister Farrakhan. A lot of people just come on the show. It's the it thing to do. And but Walmart pulled out on him, and today the theater company that was backing his ambitious 40-city tour of his MLK theater project, they left him too. Like a candle in the wind. They left him in the dust. And so everybody's abandoning the Tavis Smiley brand. And Tavis came out firing on social media, saying he was going to fight these allegations that they misconstrued what actually happened. Things were taken out of context. But the thing about it is, it's crazy right now. They're doing a cleanup job. You know, people talk about, is this a conspiracy after the loss of Roland Martin's morning show on TV One? And my thing is this, man, they're treating they treating Tavis Smiley like they treated Dr. King in the last year of his life in terms of the establishment abandoning him. Like, people that were behind Dr. King after they came out of the Vietnam War, they abandoned ship. The media painted him as a pariah, as a least liked American, as public enemy number one. By the time he died in April 4th, 1968, he was one of the least liked Americans in the country, and now he's one of the most admired men in the world. Ironic, ain't it? The same forces that can make you the least liked person during your lifetime can make you an iconic, almost saintly-like figure after your death. And that's why Brother Malcolm X said that media is the most powerful entity on the planet. It influences the minds of the masses. Media is the most powerful force on the planet because it influences the minds of the masses, and the minds of the masses are being influenced by the media as it relates to not only Tavis Smiley, but also other high-profile men who have been accused of sexual misconduct as it relates to dealing with women. And my thing is this, is kind of weird. I'm not making any excuses, but here's the thing. Times change. Things were different. Like, people make the excuse, the reason why they got under Confederate memorials and generals and stuff like that is because, you know, so-and-so was a product of his time. You know, that was going on at the time. Now, it's not fair to hold them up to our standards of today, which is interesting. It's like what's going on right now, they're redefining what sexual harassment is. Just like the Clinton Lewinsky scandal redefined what sex is. You know what I'm saying? They redefined it, you know. So white inferiority system can do whatever they want to. They could take the original meaning of a word like gay and make it mean something else. So what's going on with Tavis, a lot of people applaud him for fighting, but I think even in his statement, he did admit to having a consensual relationship with one of his subordinates years ago, which was consensual. And now people say, I was reading responses to Tavis Smiley, And people say, well, you know, you can't have consensual, or you can't have no type of relationship with your subordinates, but people are people. We all know people who have met people, their future wives and husbands on the job. Think about Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. Michelle Obama at one point was Barack Obama's boss. She dated her subordinate, and they ended up becoming, she became the first lady and he became the first black president. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is natural for human beings to connect on some level. We all are connected as part of the human family. But what I'm saying is, it's kind of like you at a point now where you're afraid to say anything, a pleasant comment, something positive, not anything demeaning, but something to be uplifting and empowering. You are afraid as a man, as a heterosexual man, to say anything to a woman. They're making it to the point where you got to have consent forms just to give out compliments and have sex with people. I'm getting to the point where, hell, I got to be like Richard Nixon in the White House and record my conversation with females and put in and date it, notarize, and put it in a damn vault somewhere for future use. It's getting to the point where the brother just want to be a damn monk, not deal with these sisters out here. But the thing about it is, there's a lot of women that do not agree with what's going on right now. But at the same time, there are folks who have abused their power over people. Like Henry Kissinger said, power is a powerful aphrodisiac. Power will make the ugliest person look like the sexiest person alive. Power is a drug, it's alcohol, it's like fame. People do weird things for some fame. People do some strange things for some power. Can I get an amen? Or amen, Raj? Okay? So, what is happening is they're creating a workplace where you're not even allowed to be a human being. You know, everybody makes mistakes. You know, you could be involved in a sexual act or something. You know, you could be making out with somebody, and all of a sudden they say no. And you stop. So do they get that person right years later, say, well, you know, I told him no, but before that he was doing things I wasn't comfortable with, or she was doing things I wasn't comfortable with, but I said no, but it was before the no, right? It's like all this technicalities, like he said, she said. A lot of good people are losing their jobs over this, but also there's a lot of people that are unethical that need to go. Like the situation with Matt Lauer, that's disturbing. You know, like Katie Couric, I believe, said he used to pat on her ass, and they say he had a mechanism in his office where he could lock the door automatically. That's predatory behavior. Well, to catch a predator on that one, they should have set up Matt Lauer ass, and he come to a house, and the guy come out and said, you know, you on to catch a predator. Cause that's very predatory. White male behavior, historic white male behavior. So, with Tavis, I think it's unfortunate. We get used to the trappings of this society. You gotta remember, they can't break you unless they made you, and they can't. If you made yourself, they can't break you without your consent. Tavis was too dependent on white inferiority's tit. That's why he's in a situation where he's at. You know, to me, he only had a distribution deal with PBS. Tavis is an entrepreneur. I admire that. He's a businessman. He was able to secure underwriting to support his brand. You know, he was able to get those powerful corporate sponsorships and alliances, like the Walmarts, like the McDonald's. Once again, it's worth repeating. It's worth repeating that Michelle Obama at one point was Barack Obama's boss. He was her subordinate, and yet they were able. Y'all saw that movie, that South Side movie, they on about their first date, whatever. You can check it out. It's very interesting, very watchable. But I say all this to say is that I truly think, because you look at the other thing, why is there not any talk anymore about what happened to Terry Crews with that super agent Adam Venetti or Adam Bennett, something like that. I don't know his name, but I mean, it seems like they're targeting male heterosexual behavior. Now, you know, it's wrong regardless if it's a heterosexual or homosexual act. If you are violating people's space, if you are doing things against people's will or consent, without their consent, is wrong. But what I'm saying is, it seems like it's an effort to reboot or reprogram heterosexual male behavior. Like, you know, like for example, a lot of people I have been talking to are afraid now to even speak to women, to even give compliments. They are afraid. They seriously are afraid, which is unfortunate because some women tell me they love compliments and they think that this thing is getting out of hand. But at the same time, there have been things that have happened. But I'm saying there's not a lot of focus on the other side of the coin, because you had a dude that directed the X-Men movies, Bryan Singer. He was accused of being a pedophile, of doing sexual acts with young boys. So, but that's not really being talked about, or the allegations made by other people. Even the Kevin Spacey thing went away rather quickly, in my opinion, according to some of the other stuff. But this is fascinating. Now Tavis, it'll be interesting to see a book he write about King. He can actually relate to King more because all his so-called friends and backers are leaving him, which is ironic, running up to the 50th anniversary of the MLK assassination. Tavis has made a living talking about promoting the legacy of MLK. MLK, like I said before, was abandoned after he took a stand against the Vietnam War. Tavis, I guess, inspired by his hero, who he says the greatest American who ever lived, is now about to make his stand. Hopefully it's not his last stand. But like, once again, his nemesis was Barack Obama. But isn't it ironic that Barack Obama fell in love with his boss and he became the president of the United States? And Tavis had allegedly courted him a consensual relationship with a subordinate years ago, and now he is the target of an alleged witch hunt. And people ask, why now? You know, we're not talking about Bill Cosby anymore. And I know Bill Cosby is definitely relieved about this whole shenanigan deal. I just think that when it comes to things like this, there should be a legal statute of limitations. There should be. And then you got a lot of people who are being, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, let me take it back. There may be some people who are being falsely accused of things, and their reputation, their career is over with. It's destroyed. What is the agenda? You know, because the pendulum got to swing the other way eventually. It can't keep on going this way without some pushback. And if you are accusing people of certain things, you are not only putting a target on them, you're actually putting a target on yourself as well, because people are going to be watching you like a hawk. They're going to be watching for anything, any misstep, anything you do to try to justify, okay, hey, well, so-and-so accused so-and-so of this, but look what so-and-so did over here. You know, everybody living in glass houses, right? You know, walking on eggshells. But all I can say for Tavis, I mean, I respect him for speaking out, for trying to get due process, but it's like that movie Ragtime with Howard Rollins. I think Howard Rollins was a great actor. You know, he did the In the Heat of the Night TV show, but he also did a movie called Ragtime. It's a great movie, in my opinion. It could be a very depressing movie, but it's about this man who was a ragtime piano player. He had a nice car, and these white firemen basically vandalized his car, and he tried to get his grievance addressed through the system. And everybody kept on saying, well, you go over here, you go over there, you go over there. He was not getting anywhere. And then his fiance played by, I forgot the sister name. She's a choreographer. She's Debbie Allen, the sister of Felicia Rashad. She was his fiance, so she tried to meet with the president of the United States to try to let him know about what was going on with her man. And she ended up getting beat down by the white people and died from her, her wounds and injuries. And Howard Rollins had to take the law into his own hands. What I'm saying is, even if Tavis go through the process, even as a person with some resources and means, he is still viewed as a black man. A lot of times a black man does not get any second acts in this so-called American life. And really you gotta look at your values. Dr. King never had access to a lot of the resources that Tavis Smiley has enjoyed over his illustrious, distinguished 30-year career. Dr. King was constantly in survival mode, constantly trying to raise money, always underfunded, always understaffed, always undersupported. Which is ironic because after he died, after they killed him, they created a holiday, and also they raised all this ridiculous money to create a memorial in his honor in DC. The same corporations, the same entities that created the environment that was conducive to his assassination and crucifixion are the same folks that control his narrative, that are able to create monuments and holidays in his name and let people slip into a malaise, let them slip into amnesia about what Dr. King really fought and stood for. Now this is Tavis Martin moment. He's gonna realize who his real friends and supporters are, who his enemies are, and he's gotta make some decisions. Because Tavis, when I see with a lot of these things, people are not seeking criminal prosecution. They just want them to go away. They want them to resign. A lot of these folks ain't gonna be living in Section 8 housing. Charlie Rose is good. Tavis, from my understanding, I looked online, you can't believe everything you read, but his net worth is $10 million. So, he lose out on his city tour, but who's to say that somebody won't, or some organization or organizations won't step in and sponsor his tour? It ain't over till it's over. And like Baba Dick Gregory used to say, we should pray at noon every day for the truth to come out. And the truth will come out about the Tavis Smiley travesty. Or is it too early to call it travesty? But Tavis is going to discover who he really is in this moment. Because it's a moment of truth for him. I wish him well. But speaking of black media, that leaves a question. Roland Martin is gone. Tavis Smiley is gone. And now our leading black media people are black comedians. Bobby Dick Gregory was a special kind. Okay, Bobby Dick Gregory was a special kind. But you turn on to morning show, radio shows, the top black talk shows are not, Tom Joyner is, Ricky Smiley or D.L. Hughley or Steve Harvey type. I'm not knocking those brothers, but like I said, in serious times, black folks, it's like we have this need to be entertained instead of empowered and informed and ready to do business, ready to take on action. In this system of white inferiority, we're not allowed to be grown-ups, to put on our big boy or big girl pants. We are not men and women, we are males and females. We're not allowed that responsibility to control the narrative of our lives. We must take that. We must accept a responsibility and accountability for ourselves. We gotta stop letting not getting a regular paycheck from the man keep us from doing what our God work. Because if you do your really God work, your true God work, the universe will provide for you. The universe will provide. If people are really benefiting from your service, they will support it. The people will support it if it benefits them. And I see a lot of our people, that so-called media people, have compromised the black community, have not demanded from the powers that be that black folks be respected, that black folks be considered, that black folks get access. And we don't need black media, celebrity journalists doing the Dougie with presidential candidates and, you know, hosting pie tasting contests and things of that nature. We don't need that. We need black media who is about revolutionary ways of bringing information to the masses that empower. We need creative, forward-thinking, considerate, people-oriented black media folk. We need folks that are willing to tell the truth when it's very uncomfortable for them to tell those truths. We need folks that people can look upon as being people they can respect, to be honest with them. And we got to be honest, we're not in a good situation as far as black America is concerned. We have lost our fight. The fighting spirit. Now we have people here and there that are fighters, but like Tupac said in that clip from that Kendrick Lamar, they could be using Tupac doing an interview about how when a black man gets a certain age, he knows his place. He becomes more compliant, more pliable. Even though the system does not work in his favor, he still accept his place in the system. The black man, you know, black women, I love black women. Black women, you know, some people are mad at black women getting all this attention. Black women deserve to get all the attention they need to get. But with black men are the least respected men in America, because the black woman does not have to get anything from her black man. You look at other cultures and other groups, their women got to go through them to get access to certain things. Their women got to go through them. With black American women, they don't have to go through the black man. The black man has been beaten down so much, so downtrodden, so out of place. Even if a black man is making a lot of money, he's not considered a man. You know, because he can't protect his balls, whether it be the NFL, whether it be Hollywood. A black man has got to systemically and mentally emasculate himself in order to gain access to this system. If you dare to be a man, they will find ways to cut you down in life and praise you in death. If you dare to be a man as a black man, they will find ways to emasculate you and cut you down in life, but praise you and uplift you in death. That's what they do. Because folks still, Malcolm X, they were afraid of Malcolm X. Malcolm X died. People still afraid of Malcolm X, but Malcolm X was black manhood. He stood up for his. He was willing to die for what he want. Dr. King was black manhood. He stood up for his. He was willing to die for what he want. So we as black men must be willing to die for what we want. If you want respect, you must be willing to commit sometimes career suicide or revolutionary suicide. But you must be willing to put yourself on the line if you want what you want. Because your woman would never respect you if you're not willing to fight for your own manhood. Why should a black woman respect a black male who's not willing to fight for his manhood? Fight for yours, black man. So I applaud Tavis for fighting for his. Right or wrong, it don't make a difference. He's fighting. He's throwing down the gauntlet. He's in the arena. Just because PBS is this institution does not mean they were right in terminating Tavis. And Tavis does have a right, and people are judging him. I saw people when he didn't like Obama. It ain't about liking nobody, goddamn. It's about respect. Respect yourself enough to give yourself a chance to have a fighting chance. So that's any man, because I could be accused of something that I didn't do or was taken out of context, and now I gotta start thinking about that, because everybody could be a victim, everybody could be a target. You could be next, I could be next. Doesn't make a difference whether rich or famous, poor or downtrodden. You could be a target for somebody, but don't make yourself an easy target. Don't make yourself an easy target. So with that said, if you like what you heard from Mr. Hurd, please spread the word. Please spread the word. Support the movement, because we're going to do more great things, not just videos, but in the world, because they could take this away anytime, but they can't take your power without your consent, because really what you believe in, you make it real. Let me repeat, what you believe in, you make it real. Bitcoin is powerful because people believe that Bitcoin is powerful. Thank you so much, family. Support this movement. Buy shirts. Donate one-time PayPal. Make recurring donations, either PayPal or Patreon.com/WeAllBe. We have more. I have some more thoughts to share with you all. And because we got to be the media that we want to see and listen to in this world. Black folks, it's our time. Make it plain or don't explain. In the words of great Duke Ellington, we love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing. Peace.